The third one is Rachana Saushtavam, towards diligence. We see that a lot of people create a lot of speculation in regards to our Dharma Shastras, whether the Ityasas or the Upanishads, giving wrong interpretation. In the name of giving a fresh perspective, they tamper with the Siddhanta. We would like to hear your perspective, how to maintain the principle of our scripture as they are, at the same time bring them freshly to the world.
You have put me a very important question. It has become a fashion to decry the Dharma Shastras today. Some people would like to unwillingly cling to some parts of the Veda and dismiss all the Dharma Shastras. But we call them Smritis in this country. Smritis by themselves have no meaning unless they are taken in the right context of the Vedas. See, Rachana Saushtavam does not mean the well-being of a new creation. See, you don't bring new creation. Creation is there. What you have to do is understanding. And in understanding there is no Rachana. You don't create Rachana. You don't create understanding. You have to struggle hard with available concepts which may have been hardened over years. And therefore, while interpreting the Vedic concepts, the several rishis gave rulings. The lawgivers gave various rulings as to how to adjust family relations, for example. If there was a widow, how do you treat her? If there is a divorce, how do you treat the divorcee? And therefore, you have put it like this: the quality and goals of narratives compiled here into good research. I think the word research itself is wrong. In the Indian concept, you only maintain searches. What is there for you to research? As if there is already a search, and you apply yourself for a second search, that means a second grade research. Samshodhana, we use the word samshodhana. Samyak shodhayati, that is, you examine everything wholesale, bodily sale, lock, stock and barrel, to come to the bottom of what has been taught to you over a number of years. Between 5,000 years back and now, there may be gaps. And in the gaps, how do you get ideas? Inherited ideas may have been wrong sometimes. And therefore, going back to the originals is samshodhana.
We also like to hear that nowadays we see that a lot of people bring forth logic, and it sounds very good for the young generation, but it is not backed up with the pramanas of the scripture. So how do we reconcile between the pramana and the presentation?
We call this epistemology in philosophy. The word pramana comes from the word mana, measurement. Prakarshena miyate. That which is measured in the right way, and the so-called evidences, for example. Use word evidence in a court of law. In the Vedic parlance, they say Smriti Pratyaksham Avidikhyam, Smriti Pratyaksham Avidikhyam, Anumanaschatushtayam, Etairaditya Mandalam. The sun is a simple example of truth. How do you measure? Smriti Pratyaksham Avidikhyam, Anumana Chatushtayam. They say only four means of knowing. You said Tarka. Tarka is understood as reasoning. The power of reason is different from mere reasoning. And our rishis said, Tarka is not a source of generation of knowledge. At best, it can only reconcile one evidence with another to show you the way of further knowing the bottom of the question that you have been facing. Tarko apratishtha, as in the Brahma Sutra, Veda Vyasa says, Tarka apratishthanaat. Tarka doesn't have a root. Let me put it in a modern way. It has become a fashion after the so-called rationalists or so-called decryers of Hinduism to question everything without seeking the answer, and as if questioning itself is a matter of intelligence, It's a matter of pride. It's a matter of sophistication that we don't agree with. Because in Indian parlance, it is darshana that is important. We don't even call it philosophy. The word philosophy is a Greek word. It means adjustment of thoughts. No. In our country, we feel you must visualize. What is taught to you must be visualized. It must become darshana. And to become darshana, it's not enough if you have the mere eyes, if you have the mere power of logic. Logic should be subservient to wisdom, which is sought after by you, and the heart must accept. Sometimes, right? See, you may argue in a vicious way. For example, if a door is half open, it means it is half closed. Therefore, if it is fully open, it means fully closed. Do you agree? A half open door is as good as a half closed door. Therefore, do you jump at the conclusion that a fully closed door means only a fully open door? There was a man called Zeno in Greece. Zeno's vicious logic is of this kind, and therefore we take logic, no doubt. Logic is not the sum total of everything. Reason, power of reason means the power to comprehend everything through your spiritual eye, not merely the mental eye, to comprehend things through your visual. For example, in the famous Tattvamasi example, I'm sorry to take a minute more, the pupil, Shvetaketu, asked his father, Uddalaka, how can one understand and know, comprehend the whole universe by just knowing that one thing of which you talk? Yudhaikena vijnana sarvam vijnatam bhavati. How can the experience of one lead to the experience of all? The father struggles for a moment and gives 9 severe examples. I have mentioned only 2. One is, take a small seed of a banyan tree. It looks like a small fruit. Break it. You will have hundreds of seeds. Take one of those seeds, break it into hundreds. Go on breaking, until the pupil says, I can't see anything. Then the father says, it is of the dirt. Something that you don't see, that a whole tree comes up. It is out of that something that you don't see, that invisible thing, that the whole tree. So this is vision. The second example. Take a pinch of salt, put it into a cup of water. Now before you do that, you see the salt, you see the cup, you see the water, but now you put it into the cup of water and then you just galvanize it, and then finally the father asks his son, what do you see? He says, I don't see the salt. Now the father says, take a sip of it. The son takes a sip and says, this is salty. That all-pervasiveness, that invisibility, that great force, out of which a particle of water could be made salty. That is something which is holding all this various world, multifarious world, stupendous world, great world, which you can't comprehend through your eyes. That invisible thing is holding you. This is darshana. In every Upanishad, immortality, for example, Yajnavalkya says, immortality, how do you comprehend immortality? He says, take a tree, cut off a branch. What do you see? The tree is still there. Cut off another branch. This tree is still there. Go on cutting until there are no more branches and there is a small stem. What do you see? He says, if the root is strong, any number of trees can grow. That invisible root is God. It is Sanmula Soumya Sadeva Itana Satprachittita. This is how Upanishads teach. It's not logic. Logic comes and goes. There can be vicious logic.